All right, Shalom. We're going to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I want to say double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to our fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching and prophesying in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. It is the brother Gabar Yahweh.
This is the brother Kahana La.
Kana, we the brothers from GMS Hawaii. And brother just came in. I was just doing a lesson, and it's all in the spirit, man. You know, we can do it together real quick. This lesson is going to be on an Motb, okay? It's going to focus on something called the social credit system, all right, which is going to be linked to your Motb, to the chip, okay, to the mark of the beast, which is spoken about in Revelation 13:16. We're going to have the brother Kahan. He's going to read it right now.
It's Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Right, and that mark is a charagma. Okay, it goes to the karax. All right, when you look that up in the blue letter, okay, that word for charagma, word for mark is the charagma, which is an incision, an imprinted mark, a stamp on a forehead or in the right hand, as as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. As a matter of fact, I got another video. Let me pull this up real quick. That word there for the charagma is an imprinted mark, a thing carved or sculpted. It's an idolatrous image because it's the image of the beast. Okay, not a picture of the white Christ. Okay, white Jesus. Nah, that image of the beast is the Motb. Again, read it again, brother.
Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right, and that word for free, there's an individual that has rights. That word for bond there is an individual that's in slavery. So that doesn't mean, that mean whether you're a small person, an insignificant person in the society, a great person in the society, or rich or poor person, or free or bond. If you're not a part of the super elite, you're gonna be subject to this mark. Okay, and it says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. In America, there's going to be primary focus, and around the world in your right hand. You got other nations and countries where they, they're using it for, they introduce it to their population via convenience, and they're getting it in their left hand. Okay, which I want you to I want to focus on this real quick. I'm not gonna play this whole video, but they got they got the nigger woman making light of the mark. This is posted in 2021, right? I'm not gonna play all of it because if I do, they're gonna strike it. They might even strike it now. But anyway, I'll speak you through it. They got the woman. She acts like she took the chip in her right hand, cause matter of fact, they show you this devil right here, this Satan. He took the chip and he had his company members also take the Motb early. Some people jumped on it early, but the main focus of it in this video is for buying and selling. Salaki. Yeah, for buying and selling. You see like this devil right here. He took it. I don't know, I'm pausing it. You see it right there. Hold on.
Right there.
Right there. You see he took it in his left hand, but then he took it in his left hand. He points at where it's at, right? So then she goes to the woods and she act like she gonna cut her hand off. She gonna try to get it out of the hand. And you see, she says it's the wrong hand. Why? Because it goes in your right hand. And you can watch this video yourself. I'm not gonna play this particular video, but it didn't show you the mindset of Jake. But this is how they do it. It's called gradualism. They just can't thrust it on a population because way too many people already know about the Motb.
That's right.
Whether they act like they believe in it or not. You can speak, brother.
No, yeah, and they've been putting the idea of the Motb for decades, man. I remember one of somebody in the world that spoke to me about the Motb. He told me that in a cartoon he showed me the clip. I forgot the name of that cartoon, man, but it was like a really old cartoon, like in the '90s, bro, like early '90s, and they were talking about, the MOTB.
Oh yeah, it's I know exactly what cartoon you're talking about. It's like a action superhero cartoon. Yeah. So they have been putting it in
the minds of the people.
People, yeah. And I used to have a comic book. I was looking for it. I had a Wolverine comic book. It was an X-Men comic book, and in the comic book, in the comic book, they was getting Salakia's room temperature. But in the comic book, they were taking the MOTB for tracking purposes.
That's right.
And in the comic book, they were talking about how they were using it to track people down, to track mutants. Yep. And so, like the brother was saying, the priest was saying, they use it. They're gradually putting it in the minds of the people. It didn't just start in 2019, 20. It been on a matter of fact, it has been on the minds of the people. There's another one where Brian Adams, I think it was Brian Adams. I don't think it was Brian Adams or another guy. A chip for health records, and this is supposed to have been. This is before 2017. It was supposed to be implemented, and it was on let me see, CBS News. I think it was like CBS or let me see. It's been on 60 Minutes, a sensor that can tell you if you're sick. But anyway, this was like 2007. It came out, and they said this was supposed to be implemented in 2017, but it obviously didn't happen. Salaki, video that we were speaking about. I'm gonna play it real quick.
For the American company, sparking a fierce debate across this country tonight. A business in Wisconsin implanting microchips in its employees, in the skin of their hands. So what are they tracking, and would you say yes if your boss asked you to do the same? Here's ABC's chief business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis.
Tonight, science fiction about to come to life at Wisconsin company 3 Square Market. What did the employees say when you brought this idea to them?
And you notice how whenever somebody speak about it, they're in a happy mood. It's like it's a good thing. This ain't the particular video, but it was another video of Brian Adams. I used to have it. This is like in 2007. He was speaking about how like by 10 years from that point, which would have been 2017, they would have introduced it to the people. And they said the main focus of it was health records and data, which this chip can hold tons of data. Why? Because it's going to be connected to the blockchain, which is going to allow multiple facets of information. So not only is it going to have your your health records, your financial records, it's going to have other things too. You got something?
No, I'm just trying to see for it.
Oh yeah, because it was the brother was mentioning that it was the Jacobs family tracking chip. So there was a family called the Jacobs family that took a chip. This is a fucking demon. It's Satan. They took a chip for the whole family. It's hard to find that video. They probably scrubbed it off of YouTube by now. But let's get back to the lesson. This is back in Revelation chapter 13. Read it again, brother.
13 and 16 it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
And this is a key factor in this, and with the new, what we're gonna focus on primarily in this video is the social credit system, because this is what is going to be. This is going to be the deciding factor of what you can buy and what you can't buy. So it says right here, the social credit system is a national credit rating and blacklist being developed by the government of the People's Republic of China, which is already in effect right now. The program initiated regional trials in 2009 before launching a national pilot with 8 credit scoring firms in 2014. It was first introduced formally by the Chinese premier in October 20th, 2011, during one of the state's council meetings managed by the National Development of Reform. Now, remember this term, social credit system, because it's going to come back up in this video. And it says right here, for businesses, the social credit system is meant to provide an answer to the problem of the lack or trust on the Chinese market. And as of 2020, the corporate regulation function of the system appears to be more advanced than other parts of the system. And the corporate social credit system has been primarily focused of the government attention. It says as of 2020, over 73.3% of enforcement action since 2014 is targeted toward business, the largest part of all enforcement. The social credit system is an extension of the risk assessment credit rating system that were introduced in China in the 1980s. Proponents argue that it will help eliminate problems such as food safety issues, intellectual property theft and violation, and labor laws and financial identity and counterfeiting goods, which China is the home of counterfeit goods, you know what I mean, and regular goods. Skipping down to how it's going to affect an individual. Check this out. As of 2020, individuals receive a 10.3% of all enforcement actions. The social credit system primarily focuses on financial trustworthiness of individual citizens. A Hebei court released an app showing a map of deadbeat debtors. So individuals that don't pay their debts on time, right? Remember this about payments of debts within 500 meters, and encourage users to report individuals Biden says, you see something, say something, who they believe could repay their debts. A spokesperson in the court stated that it is part of our measures to enforce our rulings and create a social credible environment. Future rewards of having a high score might include easier access to loans and jobs and priority during bureaucratic paperwork. Likewise, the immediate negative consequences for a low score or potentially being associated with someone with a low score, this is a Black Mirror episode, might range from lower internet speeds to being denied access to certain jobs and loans. In addition to dishonest and fraudulent financial behavior, right? Because, hey, with the chip, you might, they say you got like rashes for some, I don't know, for some milk, right? But I ran my ration. Well, I just hit you up like, yo, hey, bro, I need this. You're like, all right, cool. I ain't using it anyway. You can use mine. Well, they're going to be able to track that fraudulent activity. Because wait a minute, what'd you use that milk for? And then remember, they're going to have this connected to you. They're going to know what you taking too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're like, wait a minute, you ain't drink that last one you got. What you doing with it? So this is to prevent it.
And they already doing it with to an extent with your credit score.
Yeah.
That's what the whole credit system is for.
Yep.
You know, they track your debt payment history and all that shit. And like if you don't have a good credit score, you can't get a good loan for a home, a good loan for a car, or a business or whatever.
Shit, you can't even rent a place.
Exactly.
You're not even gonna be able to live. You know, that's how real it is, man. So it says, in addition to dishonest and fraudulent financial behavior, there are other behaviors that some cities have officially listed as negative factors of credit ratings, including playing loud music or eating in rapid transit, violating traffic rules such as jaywalking, red light violations, making reservations at restaurants or hotels but not showing up. Oh, that's a waste of money and services. Here it is. They allocated a certain amount of food. They allocated a certain space, and you just blow it off. Okay? It says failing to correctly sort personal waste, fraudulently using other people's public transportation IDs. We were just talking about something like that. On the other hand, behavior listed as positive factors of credit ratings include donating blood, donating to charity, volunteering, community service, praising government and efforts of social media and so on. And so all of this, it might not seem like this stuff is far fetched, but all of this is going to be entailed in Revelation 13 and 16. And the key factor in this thing is what? Buying and selling. Yeah, your social credit system going to play a part in that, which it talks about buying and selling in that, but mainly for this, that MOTB is in this. So check this out.
The concept of CBDCs is that instead of transactions clearing through your wallet, in the form of cash, or clearing through your bank in the form of when you go and use your Amex card or your Visa card, all of your transactions are now going to transact through the Federal Reserve. And so every single thing you buy will now be seen by the government. And that'll be used in all kinds of ways. Now, we can speculate what those are, but as Brooks says, we don't have to because China's already done it. So we know exactly how this works. Here's how the movie plays. Okay, and I'll tell you this from real life experience. So I used to be on a committee called the International Heads of Supervision. It was the banking regulators of the G20 countries. And so one of my colleagues on the International Heads of Supervision group was the vice chairman of the People's Bank of China. And we had conversations about what China's intentions were and experiences were with their CBDC. The vice chairman of the People's Bank of China said that China walked down this road for 3 reasons, and tell me if you like any of these reasons, okay? Reason number 1 is with a CBDC, we will build our own network that will be entirely away from the global financial network administered by the US through something called the Basel Committee. And once we do that, the US will not be able to sanction us anymore because we'll have our own system. And we can be in it with anybody we want. It could be Russia, North Korea, Cuba, Venezuela, or whatever, but it'll be free from sanctions because it doesn't run through the banking system. That's reason number 1. Reason number 2, because our economy is such a fast-growing large economy, we will be able to supplant the dollar as the world's global reserve currency. And the way we will do that is once our CBDC is fully operational, we will require inbound investment into China to be made not in dollars as it is today, but in ECNY tokens. That's the name of their CBDC. So if I'm a US investor and I want to invest in WeChat or Alibaba, I can no longer write a check in dollars. I have to first go and remit it in that form. And the third reason is because we want to approve and disapprove transactions for our citizens. There's some things we think some people shouldn't buy, and we want to be able to turn it off. Much as China recently used their COVID health app to shut down a series of protests.
Control of consumption.
Yep.
You want to have control of things that people shouldn't buy.
Yeah.
Like what? Like guns, like,
yep.
Extra supplies.
Yep.
And the government already has laws enforcing hoarding of like gold or food, all that stuff, man.
Yep.
So this is going like a step further.
Yep.
And he mentioned real quick, Sulakin, he mentioned that it's a system where the government basically is gonna see everyone's transaction, the Federal Reserve.
Yep.
Right.
You want to rewind it?
PayPal already is that system. You know, if you purchase anything through PayPal, the way PayPal works is everything goes through the Federal Reserve. All the transactions that are made through PayPal are made through the Federal Reserve.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same thing. So now they want everybody to basically run their purchases, their sales through the Federal Reserve, which ultimately is who? The elite, man.
Yeah, the super elite. They want to know exactly, because they can't do that right now with a dollar.
That's right.
You get paid, or with cash, you get paid certain amounts, and this is the reason why now when you use your debit or any other contactless payment, credit cards, when you purchase stuff, what happens on your Google? They give you things similar to the things that you were purchasing, because they're tracking your purchasing records. And we all know that your data on Google is being sold on the markets, black market, gray market, white market, whatever is being the open market is being sold to the highest bidder. So these super elites know exactly what you like by creating a profile on you.
That's right.
Everybody has a digital profile. Every last one of us, because we all use this digital monetary system in some form of fashion. Well, with the MOTB, they're going to have that on complete lock.
It's like, I don't know if you've seen that movie of, supposedly a dude that was like super rich.
Mm-hmm.
He selected a winner from a certain company or whatever, and he invites him to see his latest project,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically like a robot, like a humanoid robot
Mm-hmm.
that looks just and acts like a person, and supposedly has a AI so advanced
Mm-hmm.
that it thinks like a person and everything.
Yeah.
And then like throughout the movie, the dude that's invited there falls in love with the robot and everything, and then he figures out that the dude basically like bought his information and compiled the robot that it was perfectly how the dude liked women, the way
Yeah.
they act, everything, and how he got his information through the internet.
Yeah.
You know, and the dude was just saying like, "What the hell? You stole all that information." Because supposedly Google and all these websites,
Mm-hmm.
they don't so-called sell your information,
Yeah.
but they do.
Yeah.
You know, and then the dude was saying that, "Oh, you stole all this information and made a robot that specifically that I was gonna like."
Yeah.
You know, and then the dude was just like telling him like, "Oh yeah, I did it because I wanted to experiment or whatever."
Yeah, and that's what the super elite are doing. You're gonna be the experiment, and they
You
already
are
did.
already.
You are, and they already did a dry run with the 19 thing. You know, 1999. They did that. So let me rewind this.
Off. Much as China recently used their COVID health app to shut down a series of protests by turning it red, right? They want to be able, when you are the bad guy in the Tiananmen Square protest, to turn off your wallet and not allow you to spend your own money. So these are things that I'm not making up. They've happened to me.
Turn off your wallet if you're not turn off your wallet to stop you to spending your own money, right? Check this out.
Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is given me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip.
There it is. There it is. And this man was speaking about this shit way more many years before this happened.
That's right.
And that shows you that dude Nick Rockefeller was real. Or that might have just been a pseudonym, a name that he made up to get close with this guy. But he told him everything that is happening right now. And Aaron Russo's not a prophet. But guess what? It was already written about in the scriptures. While you got people like Nate making fun, hey, we just connected two videos that are years apart. Years apart. And they already, it's a dry run. China is just nothing more than a dry run. Jake think that like China is, got some mystery deal where they buying up and buying politicians. Nah, it ain't China. It's a super elite. Because the super elite own China. Just like they own America. They own North Korea and Russia and Iran.
Yeah, and the thing that, a thought that just came to my head, they're doing it in China because China is so densely populated that if they could pull it off there, they could pull it off anywhere, man.
Yeah, and then on top of that, China is nothing more than a slave nation, a servile nation.
That's right.
Basically, they're the sweatshop of the earth. And it was General Mao that did that shit to his people, killed millions of his people in order to lay that iron fist down.
Right.
And he was propped up by who? The bankers. Back then.
That's right.
Them Rothschild families, the Rockefellers, all of their elite, all of their proxies, they were running rampant on the earth, just like they're already doing now. And they act like they're giving you a choice. There is no choice. They're going to pressure people from pressure from above, pressure from below. This is the reason why they're bringing out the guns right now. They're stopping people from, he said, they're going to stop you from buying certain things, right? Like you mentioned, weapons, extra survival gear. You know what I mean? And if you protesting, you ain't getting shit.
That's right.
They're going to turn it off. And they turned off them people's bank accounts where they used that system, that 19 system, to cut their bank accounts off. So they couldn't get in their banks. And that's why they were protesting. But see, people like Nate, Johanna, y'all playing games. Y'all think it's a joke. It's not just about tracking. They know where you at. They know where all of us at every day. They're listening to your conversations via your computers, your cell phones, your smart watches, your Alexa, your Google this, your Google Assistant, and everything else. In between your smart TVs. So they already know what's going on. And they already built in the system. The system is already built. So now what they got to do, they got to have something happen in order for this to go down. And it's coming. This is, it says, get hide me from the secret. Yeah. Baba get shot.
Oh, yeah, it's a spirit. I just had it on that.
Oh, yeah, spirit. Hey, bro, I think y'all watching our shot. Yeah, bring it out, bro.
This is Psalms 64:1. It says, "Hear my voice, O Lord, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked."
And that's what this is, because Aaron Russo, he exposed it. He said he wasn't with it. And Alex Jones asked him, was he mad? Was he upset? He was like, no. Because there are people that's going to be with it and people that's not. And then they end up taking you out. They had you die from some cancer. You get shot. Your plane blow up. Something weird happened to you. Or they'll just credit you. Or if you down with them, hey, come on, join in. And he was trying to get him to join the Council on Foreign Relations, man, the CFR, which they got a lot of people that's in a part of that. Even presidents, ex-presidents, well-known people, journalists, actors. Why? Because they are lesser luminaries, man.
Yeah, and they have to deceive the whole world and from all angles.
Well, when you go to Revelation 13 and 16, it says he causeth. That word for he causeth is poio, or poio, and it says to cause, to make. It says to bring forth, to deal, to cause, to perform, to bear, to acquire, to make, i.e., constitute or appoint one anything, to appoint, ordain, to declare, to lead him out. So they're going to get a lot of these different famous people to lead people into this, which they're already doing now. While they had Jake talking about cryptocurrency, rapper niggas talking about crypto.
Yeah.
Then they got rapper niggas talking about what's that shit? The metaverse. Oh yeah, you see this cash right here, man? I'm done with cash, man. I'm about to start. I'm doing crypto. And that nigga the little baby, this thug, this demon, this demon. Let me show you.
It's now a financial.
Yeah, a financial guru. He was at a jewelry store. Yeah, that's it right here. This nigga.
Country Wayne talking about. Country Wayne talking about. I don't pay. Country Wayne, we getting real money. Country Wayne. You don't see me pay, I don't be on camera. Now I'm on camera for you. Okay. Country Wayne.
Hold on.
Bro, that's for some
I can't go back. Oh, there's one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, some people think I give you everything for free, but we just don't ever show off the money part.
I wish I did. Y'all need to, since they saying it. Yeah, hey, come on, make it right.
Yeah. And I've never had money from baby that's inaccurate. If it's 10,000, when it's banded, it's not 99.80.
Right.
It's never short.
Yo, stop me from
99.80.
Right.
It's never short.
I told you I got my money put up.
Yeah, that's right here.
It's not 99.80.
Right.
It's never short. Whatever it is, I know it's right.
14 times.
You see what I'm saying?
14 times.
You just count money at home for hours and hours, like all the time, just to make sure.
These book bags of cash I got, I'm scared.
Here it is.
You see what I'm saying?
14 times.
You just count money at home for hours and hours, like all the time,
When I
just
get
to
it.
make sure it's right.
No, when I get it.
Okay, I get it.
I told you where I got my money put up at. I got somebody watching it. I
Family
lock it
member?
up so they can't get it.
Oh, okay.
I know it's in there, but they can't
Yeah.
get it. So when I know when I count it, it's what it's supposed to be. I stay in the metaverse from now on. This cash, these book bags of cash I got, I'm gonna get rid of all that. It's just over with. I don't got no more cash.
Yeah.
I ain't walking around with cash. I'm flexing, y'all.
You hear it? You hear that, nigga? I'm not walking around with cash no more. That shit is over with. He's a lesser luminary. Because a lot of people don't know these rapper niggas, they get tricked out or holed out to these billionaires, the young billionaires, the young tech gurus and shit, and they be putting them on early. Yeah. And you see how he got this shirt that says sex on all that other weirdo shit. Niggas see that shit and that's what they think. Yeah. This nigga's a program. Yeah. He's a program for the simpletons, man. Right. You know, this nigga, he ain't the only one talking about leaving the physical world for the metaverse, man. A lot of these rapper niggas is on this type time.
They lock it up so they can't get it. Oh, okay. I know it's in there, but they can't get it. So I know I count it. It's what it's supposed to be. I stay in the metaverse for now. This cash, the book bags of cash I got, I'm gonna get rid of all that. It's just over with. I don't got no more cash. I ain't walking around with cash. I'm flexing a whole nother way.
Yep, what's a whole nother way? That chip. Right. Guarantee you, man. Guarantee you the next 6 months or a year, you're going to see all of this stuff we talking about. Just like real quick, I had downloaded some pictures of Beyonce's, Beyonce's Vogue shoot, right? And she's on 4 different horses, not just the red one. She's on a white horse for pestilence. She's on a pale horse for death. She's next to the black horse for famine. And then she with the red horse for war. And all of these things are coming. They all lesser luminaries. And they put her face on this shit. You know, they dressed the bitch up like a demon that she is.
Yeah, the Apostle Aramla did a video on that
yep.
Shot right there. You know,
yeah, because this is
also some symbolism of, you know,
the Jesuits.
Elite, man. Yeah,
yep, the Jesuits. You know? And a lot of times these people they just there for the photo shoot. Sometimes they know what's going on exactly, other times not so much. But for them to put this shit together, this is how they talk to one another. Yeah. They talk to one another. This bitch is on a pale horse. Hey, death is coming though. Death, pestilence, destruction. Pestilence what? Disease. Hey, this is a scripture in 2nd Esdras chapter 16, started the 19th verse. Hey, go ahead and read, bro. I gotta get my clothes from the thing. Speak. Right back, bro. Oh man, yeah, I'm locked in. That's fine.
Just pause it.
Oh yeah, we can pause it. Yeah, I'm tripping. I guess live. Hey, get 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 19 on down, brother. Bible good shot. Start at 17.
2nd Esdras 16 and verse 17.
And I know it sounds like we're going all over the place. We're gonna bring it back to the Motb, but hey, this is all part of this. That's right. The prophecy, man.
Start at 17.
Yeah.
2nd Esdras 16 and 17. It says, "Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death.
Yep.
The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in great fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come?
That's right.
Behold, famine and plague, tribulation, anguish are set as scourges for amendment."
Yep, and when you're going through famine, that's a heavy tribulation. And a lot of people, when they start suffering the lack of bread, the first thing they're going to run to is Esau and his Motb.
That's right.
And they're going to be influenced, whether it be by famous people like Beyonce, Lil Baby, or anybody else that you think that you may idolize in this society. While you watching this nigga getting bricked, you ask yourself, listen, niggas ain't really making no money in the music industry like that. This nigga got bags, a big ass bag. Hold on. This nigga got a big ass bag of fucking money. You know what I'm saying? Buying all his worthless ass jewelry, spending all his real money on fake jewelry, which a lot of that shit be discounted via the wholesaler in this company, this record company. So he'll show you that he got all his cash, you know, but in reality, this shit ain't his. This is all a facade, you know, and it alone. Even that nigga Noriega said, the rapper Noriega, he's a podcaster now. He said that the record industry is the worst loan that you could ever take. Because if they'll give you $800, 800,000, but let's say the shit you don't recoup that 800,000, they'll give you another loan on top of that shit, another 400,000 on top of that shit, or 1.2 million. Now you owe the record label $2 million in whole plus interest, and you can't tell me this nigga done paid all that shit back, And it can be you got to learn how to count money too. With this $2,000 bands, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, it don't even be a lot of fucking money, but it just be in 20, so it look like a lot. Go ahead.
Yeah, and people don't even buy records no more. Like,
nah.
I don't.
Nah.
I mean, I
When's
don't
the last time?
yeah.
You don't even got to do that shit. All you got to do, if you got Pandora or Spotify or something like that, shit, you can put this shit in there and listen to the whole goddamn album for the free. Right. But we used to collect this shit again, like the brother said. So they're going to get a lot of these people when famine, plagues, people want to get that cure. Because remember, they were talking about the whole health situation. A lot of people didn't have health insurance. So when all this shit come, they're going to dangle that thing right in front of you, and a lot of people going to run to it. Keep reading.
Yeah, and also, real quick, Issa could just be like, all right, you have a certain amount of debt, we're going to forgive some of it if you join this new system.
Yeah.
Because eventually, everything is going to lead to that. You know, that at first, they're going to do it as a thing of convenience, and, look how convenient this is. You don't got to go through, whatever inconveniences that you may be going through now. Mm-hmm. You just do it straight from the chip, and that's it, But eventually, everything's going to go that way because that's the plan.
Yep, and they taking your old debt, and they wrapping it up into the new system. So it ain't like you can start scot-free. They'll lie to you and say, oh, look, you can start scot-free, and we'll give you some money. All your debt is going to be paid. A lot of people going to run to that, especially them people that's in colleges. They got hundreds and thousands of dollars of debt for college, for educational debt. Oh, they going to wipe it away? Fuck that, bitch, I'm getting mine. And then you get that shit, and then you done. Because you can't repent from that shit. So it's called a policy of gradualism, is a policy of gradual reform rather than sudden change or revolution. The hypothesis is that the evolution proceeds chiefly by the accumulation of gradual changes in contrast to a punctualist model, which means something that just happened like right on time. So gradualism, they wrap it up like you were saying. You got debt, you hungry, you starving. So there's going to be a myriad of ways. You might be sick. Oh, we got the cure right here. And bam. Or death, the fear of dying. It will cut you off completely. And then because like Apostle Harris said, once they introduce this thing, the Motb, they can't force you to do it. That's something they can't do. You gotta worship. You gotta make that Faustian bargain where your Beyoncés, your little babies, your Jay-Z, they already made that Faustian bargain. So they already know if they ain't already got it, they gonna get it. They already with it, And a lot of you women, you idolize Beyonce, her fake tits, her fake ass, this bitch used to she got a weight problem. Where like she got a constant, yeah, she do. She got even Neo said it, the R&B singer said, a lot of you women, you want to be like Beyonce, but you don't know what it takes to be like Beyonce. He said the bitch got a weight problem where she got to constantly eat a certain way, exercise, and do all of it. It ain't just a surgery. A lot of you women look at Meg Thee Stallion, these bitches, Cardi B, with these fake titties and fake ass, and you idolize these people. Well, they know how much you idolize to the point where all this shit was a test. Putting these artists and these musicians and actors in front of you to see how many people listen to you. How influential are you over the people? And in return, they get gifts, you get fucked. They get money, you get broke. They get marriages, family and children together, security, and you get nothing. Broken homes, broken relationships, sick kids, adultery. Mind you, you listen to these niggas telling you to kill you nigga. Bro, I saw this video today. I'll show it to you when we done this. Some nigga named Lil Demon. Little Eric Demon. Little Eric the Demon. And all this nigga music is demonic as fuck. He taking old music and recycling it and making it thug, weirdo, crazy shit. But people listen to this shit. Oh, I came here just for TikTok. I looked the nigga up on YouTube, and then when I went to the video, it said, "Yo, I heard it months ago. The shit was out on TikTok months ago. I just found about it today, but it was on TikTok months ago, and people came to TikTok. I came to YouTube to follow this nigga. So, oh man, I gotta put this in a car. I gotta bang this in a car, and so you listening to little Eric the Demon,
brainwashing yourself.
and he's brainwashing yourself, man. And they're gonna use people like this to get that Motb off the ground. Why? Because you're gonna be going through hell, and you're gonna be looking to your idols for a way out, for answers, and you're gonna be looking for the men of the Lord too.
Right.
So when famine, go ahead and read that again.
It says, "Behold, famine and plague."
Famine, plague, which is a pestilence. Go ahead.
Tribulation and anguish.
War, death. Because a lot of people gonna be anguished when their children are dying. See, Beyonce, little she boy that she got, Blue Ivy, that little thing, they're gonna be good. But your little Ray Ray and Pookie and them, little snotty nose Shonda little brother, they done. When you see them dying in front of you, you're gonna try to figure out how to get out of that shit.
Right.
Hey, real quick, get Isaiah 33:6. See, you people not gonna have this. See, when we talking about this chip, this Motb, hey, we're bringing out factual evidence. This ain't no conspiracy. These are two different men, two different times, and they might be a part of the same organization, but one is already in the ground and gone. This man is alive, and he's a part of that whole industry.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
This Isaiah 33:6 says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure."
And that's the vast majority of our people. You don't have fear of the Lord. You fear the devil, Esau, Edom. You fear these agenda people. You fear the loss of goods, family members, and worldly possessions. You fear the eyes of men. But we fear Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So when all these things come, we're going to understand is when the death come, when famine come. Hey, the Lord said he going to feed his and famine. That's knowledge and wisdom. That's in the scriptures. Isaiah 65:12 on down. When death come, hey, we know that the Lord said he going to save us from death. And if we die, we're going to die for a righteous cause, not a wicked cause. When pestilence comes, the scripture says, Psalms 91 tell us what? None of these plagues shall come near thy dwellings. That's knowledge and wisdom and understanding. That's going to be our stability in the time where the vast majority of our people, you're not going to have that stability. You're going to be worried about a social credit system. Oh, man, I got to worry about who I'm hanging around. We don't give a fuck about none of that. Okay? We're around each other. And if we're not around each other, we by ourselves. And we're comfortable in those environments. When we get cut off from this world system, this economic system, because that's what drives this world. Why? Because we got knowledge and wisdom. That's going to be our stability in that time. The vast majority, you're not. That's why you're going to end up taking a chip and get Revelation 14:9. And this is going to happen to you.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9.
And the title of this says, "Doomed for worshipers of the beast."
That's right.
2/3 of our people are going to be doomed for worshiping this man and his system.
That's right. Yeah, and the thing is that, all these religions, all these, churches, they don't tell you what the beast is, man. So you're out there clueless.
Talking about his Nero.
Yeah, fucking. Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying, with a loud voice, "If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb."
And that's that judgment. So if you worship that beast and by taking it, like that one fat black bitch was playing games, you're worshiping the system. Hey, Aaron Russo said he ain't with it. He said, "Nah, I'm not with that."
And a lot of you that take that chip, you're gonna survive a lot of things. The famine, a lot of things, man. Pestilence, maybe, because you're gonna be in so-called Esau's protection, man.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, like the scriptures say here, you're gonna be hit by the missiles, man.
Yep.
Because the Lord's gonna completely destroy this land, man.
Yeah, because you think you saved your life, and actually you just lost your life. You just signed your death certificate by putting your left or your right hand or your forehead out for this man to put that thing in you. You just really the Lord just stamped your death certificate. That stamp, that mark. Oh, yep, death.
Mark on the left hand side.
Yep. You got the mark on the left hand side. Whereas we, Lord, when we part of the elect, will have that partner on that mark on the right side, which is that spiritual part. Because we're gonna have that spiritual mark.
A quick one. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 74. It says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your God, and the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord." That's right, man. So, while all of you, unbelievers are dying out there from whether it be pestilence, the sword, famine, we're going to be guided by the Lord, man.
Yep. And He's going to deliver us from that.
That's right.
And even if we got to die for refusing to take it, guess what? There's a greater reward for that. Right. We coming back with Yahweh Shai right on a chariot with the brand new bodies, spiritual powers, and that's a for sure ticket. And that happens. Hey, call along Yahweh Shai. Hey, I'm one of them. I'm one of the elect. Right. But you take that thing, you're gonna be one of the ones that destroyed. And ultimately, as the scripture says in Isaiah, can you get Isaiah chapter 30, verse 5, Baba Kasha?
Isaiah 30 and verse 5, it says, "They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach."
That's right. Because this man, he's not going to be able to help you. Even with his chip, even with his Motb and all the gifts and blessings that he claimed that will come along with that thing, guess what? It's not going to profit you. You Israelites.
That's right.
We already in captivity. Esau want to put you in a greater captivity by putting that thing on you. But as the scripture says, affliction shall not rise a second time. So you're going to be ashamed that you trusted in this man. After your death, after you learn this truth, after your death by pain, because you put your whole heart and soul into this man, his system, you're going to realize that they couldn't help you. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help, nor profit, but ashamed and also a reproach. Oh, you was one of them that took that. And you're going to, we ain't going to be making fun of you, but you're going to know that, hey, you were one of those that took that thing. And you put your trust in man instead of in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. Because in reality, the real profit and the real help comes from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. Not Esau and his social credit system, not his financial system. Because in reality, the ones that's going to really benefit from this whole thing, Motb system, is the super elite. The same ones that's benefiting from this fiat currency place that we're in right now. Those are the ones, while you shuffling, killing each other for coupons, shit that ain't real money, they hoarding the world resources unto themselves and splitting the bag, the real bag, amongst those families, man.
That's right.
Dividing it.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, if you simulated the world according to how Esau wants it, man, you're gonna have something like in the movies, like what was that movie, Elysium?
Oh yeah.
Something like Elysium, where Jake would be all fucked up.
Yeah.
Just slaving for Esau.
While Esau's living in the upper atmosphere in a brand new fucking Halo system. Blue skies. They got the best health care. They don't get old and die. Basically, like Noah Harari said, man, an elite of wealthy people and versus the 99% of poor people who don't matter.
That's right.
That's exactly what that Nick. I think I still got it saved on TikTok. The nigga was saying he was saying basically he was saying that there's gonna be a group of there's gonna be a group of elite, super powerful people, gods, if you will, and then the 99% of no people. You know, Slocky. I'm trying to find this. Slocky. What's going on? Oh, here it is right here. Yeah, he says like a. Oh, I got it. Let me go to TikTok real quick. Yeah, that nigga said right here.
Humankind splitting into biological castes because bioengineering gives us, for the first time in history, the ability to translate.
Yeah, so it's basically 1% can afford to transform into new techno gods, like that movie in Elysium. Them people, they could live forever, extend their life. They had the best health care up there. Meanwhile, the people on Earth, it was just dirty. It was fucked up. You know what I mean? You had nothing. Nothing. It was barren. It was desolate. You had to go to an AI, to a robot who didn't have no feelings or caring, no heart for you, and they would just stare at you and throw you some medication. What are they throwing niggas? Fucking petrol meds, man. Petroleum medication, just tossing it to you. Hey, you about to die. Bam, here you go. And meanwhile, they up in fucking Elysium, all they had to do was lay on a bed and they could be instantly healed like that. That's right. That 1%, the elite 1%, who are going to hold sway over the 99%, which we all are in that sway. Mainly the children of Israel, the Israelites, are underneath for all these other nations, while they in captivity to the super elite Edomite nations, who Edomite nation who hold sway over all of them, even the lessers of their own people. They got them in captivity by way of these bonds and securities, what you call birth certificates, social security numbers, and they could, and they trading you on the stock market and blue chip stocks. So they got everybody in captivity right now. But they also got a sovereign nation, the Israelites, in captivity. And that's why they going to pay. You motherfuckers ain't going to be no gods. Get Ezekiel chapter 29. It says, you shall be no gods, but you are no God, but a man. You are a man and no God. Ezekiel. Ezekiel 28:9.
Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 9. It says, Wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God? But thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee.
And you getting that chip, worshiping that beast system, which is the Roman system all over again, you're saying that the white man is God. The super elite, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers are your gods. They could deliver you from the hands of the same shit they put you in. But in reality, it's Yahweh Shem Shai that put you in that condition. And that's the one, if you're an Israelite, that's the one you should be calling on for you deliverance from the hands of the wicked. But instead, you go to the wicked. Just like asking this devil for reparation. You ain't going to get no reparation from the devil. He put you in this condition. He ain't going to give you no reprieve. And now he going to put the whole world in there via his technology, that Motb is technology, is it not? Where the elites.
We are in the process of acquiring.
We need people to run as republic.
We are humankind splitting into biological castes because bioengineering.
Yeah, where where they're going to be the heads and you're going to be just the serfs, permanent serfs forever.
That's right.
So it says the elites of 1% can afford to transform into techno gods. Regular humans, 99%, become subspecies ruled by new gods. And they're trying to get what we're going to get on the right-hand side. They're trying to get it on the left-hand side through their technology. Because there is going to be gods on the earth. The Israelites, every last one, including starting from the elect all the way down to the 2/3 that comes back as a child of the elect, are going to be gods on the earth, man. And we ain't going to have to use no technology. And the only ones that's going to get eternal life is the Israelites. But guess what? We're going to share our godly gifts with the world. You know what I'm saying? We're going to share it. But it's going to be harsh, a harsh sharing beginning. But then after that 1,000 years, which y'all don't need to worry about that because you got to get to that 1,000 years first. And after that, then y'all going to be able to get the fruits of the kingdom. But you're never going to inherit eternal life. You're never going to inherit God-like power. You're going to be subject to the children of Israel. It's 11:44. Barak Atah Bashmi Awashai.
That's right.
So bring out the last scripture you got, brother. We can wrap it up. I know you got to work in the morning.
I had Ezekiel 28:9.
Yeah, bring that out, brother.
Ezekiel 28:9, it says, "Wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God? But thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee."
That's right, because when Yahweh Shai come, none of your technology is going to be able to deliver you from that. And you can read about that in 2nd Esdras 13:8 on down. None of that's going to be able to deliver you from the hands of a true God, the true power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
When you fall into his hands, it's a wrap. He going to body your army. He going to snatch your power from you. He going to melt your wealth. And you're going to have nothing but the clothes on your back, rags and tatters. Wilt thou say before him that slayeth thee? Because it's Yahweh Shai that's going to slay you, man. Not us. You worried about us. You going to try to stomp us off the earth. The Lord's still coming, my nigga. You still got to, you got to face the maker. You still got a date with the maker.
That's right.
You a dickhead. You're going to be known for eternity as the dickhead man who fought against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, who tried to fight against him and lost miserably. And how do we know? It's already in the scriptures. It's already written. So let it be written. So as it is, so as it is done. Like Pharaoh said in that movie, Ten Commandments, the movie. Let it be written. Let it be done. And it is going to be done, because the Most High is the God, the super God, the God on high. His son Yahweh Shai is his apprentice. Is his apprentice. And guess what? He's the king now. He stepped into that role, man. Most High ain't got to come down. He's still gonna be the king on high, but it's gonna be this kingdom that's coming. The one that made you, Yahweh Shai made you, man, and he gave you that blessing, and he gonna snatch it back. So without say Ezekiel 28:9 again, wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am a God, but thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee. Okay, it says verse 10, thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord power, man. You out of here. So you close out, brother.
Hey, so with that, Akion, we hope the lesson was edifying. Again, all praises, honor, and glory going to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to Joachim out there pushing and defending his gospel throughout the four corners of the earth, as well as you believers in Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, shalom to next time.
Hey, shalom.